Now, don't forget, Isaiah, behind the stove and all the corners.
Yes,
Nina, if you ask me, all this cleaning a month in advance is a waste of time.
Brentwood Hall must be spotless. Our reputation is at stake.
And fiddlesticks. If we just leave the blinds shut like we do the rest of the year, nobody sees us.
I don't care how you keep house the rest of the year, Rennie, but Pilgrimage Week is my responsibility.
I leave it to you with pleasure. Come, Picasso. Tied down to this place all my life. Never could do the things I wanted to.
What is it you were always wanting to do, Miss Reynolds?
Paint. You've seen my paintings, Tammy. What do you think of them?
Well,
On second thought, you better not answer that. If it hadn't been for this place, I could have lived in New Orleans, in the French Quarter, an exciting, unfrustrated, bohemian life.
You could still do it.
No, I'm too old. Besides, I can't afford it.
I've been here nigh onto a month, and I still can't figure you folks out. Y'all talk so poor when you've got so much.
Oh, Tammy!
Excuse me.
Tammy, would you mind dusting off the top shelves? I don't think I can manage.
I'd be pleasured, Mrs. Britt.
Thank you. Every year the same argument, Joel. Rennie doesn't realize I do all of this for Peter. He has a position to maintain.
If I was the Lord, I reckon I could nigh on to make a man out of this much dust. And coming off books, he'd more than likely be a learned man.
Joel, you shouldn't sit in here with all this dust.
Well, we likely don't notice it. Man's got more hair in his nose than a woman. He don't breathe it like we do.
Tammy, we do not discuss the hair in a man's nose.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Brent. Gosh almighty. It says here a human's entrails is around 30 feet long.
Tammy,
Yes, ma'am?
please come down here.
Yes, ma'am.
Now listen to me carefully, Tammy. A lot of important people will be visiting us during Pilgrimage Week. You often say things, unexpected things, that can upset people. So between now and then, would you please learn not to talk too much? That's all I ask of you.
Tammy, she didn't mean to be sharp with you. There were times when she was sweet and gentle like you, and there was laughter in her voice. That was a long time ago.
Professor Brent,
Yes?
do you think I could learn to talk so it wouldn't sound different from other folks?
Now, that's one of the things that can be learned, Tammy. But there is one thing that can't be. To have something worth saying when you do talk. Oh, that's 1,000 times more important. But that's something you have, Tammy. That's something you have.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Miss Tammy. Telephone.
Oh, must be Grandpa. Must be he's dead or something.
His telephoning isn't dead, that's for sure. What's the matter? Has the phone gone dead?
It hasn't spoken yet.
Hello, Tammy.
Hello, Grandpa? Grandpa?
Grandpa. Must be the life I lead. No, this is Ernie.
It ain't Grandpa. Dead or alive, it's somebody named Ernie.
We've already met. Rather informally. I'm driving out that way today. If you're half as interesting as Pete says you are, we could sure have a lot of fun together.
I'd like that.
Good. I'll pick you up in an hour. We'll drive over here to Fairville and paint the town red.
Fine.
Did Ernie invite you out?
Yes. We're going to have some fun, painting houses or something.
Tammy, we think the world of Ernie. He's Peter's best friend. But his idea of fun, well, it may not be altogether desirable.
You mean it might be of a carnal nature?
Hi, Sugar. Hop in.
You, Ernie?
Nobody else but. Hey, you're even cuter with your eyes open. I'll be right back.
This is like riding in Elijah's chariot of fire, like going to heaven in a whirlwind.
Speaking of heaven, it must have been real cozy for you and Pete, all alone on that boat.
Yes, it was.
I bet he didn't waste much time.
No, he didn't.
I always liked that guy. Real cute.
Yes, very.
Well, how about a little smooch for Pete's best friend?
Smooch? Oh, you mean you want me to kiss you?
Well, no sense letting a beautiful, secluded spot like this go to waste.
That wouldn't be seemly. Oh, it's Pete.
Yes, so it is.
Out of the car, Tammy.
Oh,
What's the big idea, Pete? What's eating you anyway?
I don't like you taking off with Tammy like this.
Stop acting like an angry father.
Tammy's my responsibility. That means hands off.
Suppose you listen to me, Pete. I stepped aside for you once. Not that you asked me to, but, well, I did. I'm not doing it again. Just because you're marking time getting all your psychological knots untied, don't think the rest of us are going to sit around twiddling our thumbs.
We've been friends for a long time, Ernie. Let's keep it that way.
So long, Sugar. I've got to go get my horns manicured.
Are you mad at Ernie on account of me?
You wouldn't understand, Tammy.
I wish you'd stop thinking I'm a child. I'm old enough
Old enough for what?
to know what's what.
Well, if you're so anxious to take a drive to town, you tell me.
All right, I'm telling you now.
All right.
I'm sorry, Peter. Oh, you look funny when you're mad.
Well, so do you.
I still don't see what's so wrong about me going out with Ernie.
Well, you see, you've lived a sheltered life in the river, Tammy. You don't know about wolves in the make.
Wolves on the make?
Yes, they all have the same old routine. First an arm around you, and then the old line begins.
Line?
Yes. You're wonderful, Tammy. I'm crazy about you.
You are?
Well, that's a line.
Oh, you better please show me the rest. Just so as I can protect myself.
Well, from the first moment I met you, I said, this is it. The real thing. You're not like the others. You're different. And then the next thing you know, I try to kiss you. Oh, we'd better get into Fairville. It's a long drive.